What are the specific things that you should be doing when you launch a product on Amazon and in which order? So that's what I'm going to be discussing in this video. How to launch a products on Amazon and how to actually rank. Hit a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel to get new videos every week. So the topic today is ranking on Amazon. And the thing is that, things pretty much change. Amazon especially changes all the time. So instead of having all the time different tactics, so what are basically things that stay pretty much the same, like month after month, year after years? So we're going to be talking about how to rank on Amazon the evergreen way. So getting to this #1 position for the search term. And yeah, only thing constant is change. So the world keeps changing all the time, and so does Amazon. But Amazon is basically notorious for changing things frequently. So this means that, okay, the algorithm is changing its behavior. The marketplace, the platform is changing its behavior. Then the rules are also changing. So different kinds of TOS, terms of service rules, and so on. So basically, only thing constant is change. And if you think about the recent changes, and especially in terms of ranking products on Amazon, so there was pretty significant change in terms of service in November. So what happened is that Amazon basically made a change in their seller code of conduct, and they were talking about policy about rebates, coupons, and other marketing incentives. And Amazon is notorious for being vague on what specifically it means. And sometimes it seems like if you read these terms of service and everything, they don't even know their own platform. So some of this is pretty vague. But anyway, because let's just take example there. Using funnels and those kind of things. That's kind of that's way too generic, and I'm surprised that they even mention it there. But of course, it's more about this, to manipulate search rank to artificially boost your product search ranking. But if you're just doing giving discounts on Amazon's own website, then technically you are manipulating the search ranking. So that's what basically means that these terms as such doesn't really make much sense. But yeah, so let's see what they wrote in November. So they basically pointed out different things, but there's the old stuff about reviews, customer ratings, and those kind of thing, or any kind of incentivizing and acting fairly. That's fine. That's typical. And if we take a look at a bit of the history, what has Amazon has changed, Amazon has made through the years, we can list some of the things. For example, in 2016, it was basically about incentivized reviews. So that was basically the big thing that they emphasized on that year. But coming up to 2021 November, then it's more about this specific combination of techniques. To make this Amazon search algorithm, so A9 algorithm. So think that your product is one of the most popular products on the store, and the customers are searched for and buying your product under specific high volume keywords. So some things that they mentioned was two-step URLs, super URLs, and then the first time they're basically mentioning this search, find, buy methods and rebates. So those were pretty much the biggest things on this update. So yeah, I mean, okay, fine. I mean, these have been a bit of a gray area, but this is the first time basically that Amazon has like listed this out, and especially that they mention specific tools there. I mean, they mentioned like, for example, rebate key. So that's one of the tools that stopped working. But yeah, I mean, fair enough. I mean, tactics change, strategies stay. So instead of like constantly writing up new tactics and trying out the latest stuff, I mean, of course, we should always be up to speed with the latest things. So what is the latest fad in terms of ranking? Well, on Amazon, but then it's more important that we talk about these strategies. So I mean, first of all, I mean, we are selling on Amazon, so that's one of the strategy. But what are the specific things that we are doing there in order to be building a business for years to come, and so that we don't, whenever the Amazon is making these changes, that we are not actually violating those rules. So yeah, I mean, in an ever-changing platform, then what is constant? So then we just need to focus more on thinking about like what is it that's constant? Like, okay, we have a ranking strategy, but and we have ranking tactics, but in terms of strategy, so what are the constant things that are not changing every year or even every other year? So what is still the same today, and what was basically the same when we started in 2014? So let's take a look. But first, I mean, let's consider Amazon's goal. What is Amazon's goal? What is it that Amazon wants to achieve? Let me give me some suggestions. What do you think? What is Amazon's goal?
Customer first.
Customer first, yes. Anything else? Yes, that's definitely a good one. So basically, Amazon's goal is to connect customer with the best offer. So in this case, the search result. And the customer is the one actually deciding the best offer. So customers decide what is the best offer. So it's not about the best product, it's not about the best price, or I mean lowest price. It's not about the highest price. It's just about what is the best offer for this customer in particular. So then it comes down to relevancy. So we have a customer who goes to Amazon and search for some product. Okay, and how relevant are we? How relevant is our product listing for that particular search? So it's always about relevancy in terms of Amazon, because Amazon is a search engine and people go there to search for products. They don't go by category by category. No. I mean, it's always about the search. So in terms of the search and in terms of ranking, I mean, some things never change, and some things never change on Amazon's platform. So first of all, this honeymoon period. So when a product goes live, product listing goes live on Amazon, it always gets this honeymoon period. And so what is a honeymoon period? It's basically where Amazon's algorithm is trying to figure out what kind of product it is and what kind of potential this product listing has on Amazon's platform, which means that it's going to be giving the product listing a bit of a lot more visibility, a lot more like a boost in terms of these search results. So we have to keep in mind that everything is happening like automatically in the algorithm. So I mean, the algorithm doesn't watch the pictures or anything like that. It's just basically trying to read the. I mean, the algorithm has never seen the physical product or any of the packaging or anything like this. So what the algorithm has to work with is just whatever we put on the product listing. So that means whatever is on the like front end of Amazon's website. So what kind of titles, bullets, keywords, description, and all those things, and then also what we put in the backend, meaning in the product listing in Seller Central. And one thing is that, I mean, each product listing gets its own honeymoon, and that also applies to variations, meaning if you have a product listing and then you create a variation for that, then same thing happens all over again. I mean, for that specific variation. And sure, I mean, it's also possible to get another honeymoon, meaning that you kind of like wipe out their product listing and like start over. But I mean, it doesn't work like all the time. So I mean, that's also a tactic, meaning that it's not something that is working all the time. So it is possible to like get a second honeymoon. Let's say that your product listing has kind of stalled and you want to kind of like reactivate it. It's possible to just to wipe it out and wipe it out, which will eventually get rid of the BSR. And if you have like start date in the future and you basically upload it, first of all, like upload a completely blank file, and then the file that you originally had with a new like release date in the future. I mean, it's possible to do that, but it doesn't always work. So that's more of a tactic. And what thing is that like if you do this, then it is possible to then get a second honeymoon. But basically like there's no specific amount of time, like how long is this honeymoon. So it's more about it tends to vary, but we are basically talking about like 1 month or a few months maximum. So it's pretty much like 1 month that we go with. But yeah, I mean, okay, we have 1 month to really kick off our product on Amazon. So what should we be doing? So first of all, I mean, we need to be sure about the search term that we are using. So we need to take a look at, and here we go back to that. We are trying to find product for the search term, not trying to find search terms for the product. So I mean, trying to find the search term should be like basically the step one before you even order a product, or let alone like make a payment or anything like this. So we always start with the search term. And so but let's say we are already past that point. So we have already like we are ready, I mean, to launch this product. So we have made this keyword research, and we have the main search terms that we are basically targeting. So then we need to optimize for those specific keywords. And a good way also to take a look at this is also when you look at the top competitors, like what are the search terms that they are using, or if there's another niche which is not basically this, not the same search term for the different search term, but it's still related with your product. Then it comes back down to like, okay, are we able to basically combine this search term to our product listing as well, so that we have multiple search terms that we can benefit from. And thing here is that indexing, one word. So that means that we need to be indexed for these keywords that we want to target, because if we are not optimized for these keywords, then I mean then we are basically telling Amazon's algorithm that, hey, I mean it doesn't this is not the product. I mean, this search term is not applicable for our product listing. So getting indexed is absolutely essential before basically doing anything, like any kind of like marketing campaigns on Amazon. So that's a must thing. And then also, like when you start doing this like marketing campaigns, then it comes also down to like tracking, so that you track how those different things are doing. Like you track the keywords, what's the position on these different keywords, and basically, first of all, like is the product listing index, I mean, well enough optimized for these keywords? And when we think about optimizing, it comes down to click-through rate and conversion rate. So we need to get these things right even before like the marketing campaign. So that means that we have like good images, we have the right titles, bullet description, and so on, matching the search term that we are targeting, so that the product listing is like well optimized for our keywords. And the product listing is well optimized also in terms of images, that we have the different sequences there, so that we are basically well optimized when people click on our product listing, basically to our thumbnail. But if it happens that people are not clicking on our product listing, then I mean, then it means that something's wrong with our thumbnail. So if our thumbnail is getting plenty of impressions, but I mean, it just doesn't get enough traction, it doesn't get enough sessions, then I mean, then it means the click-through rate is low. So we need to be basically start. I mean, we have to optimize the thumbnail as well. So then comes basically the category as well. So first of all, we have optimized our product listing. We have the right keywords. We have optimized our product listing for those keywords. Then what about the category? Which subcategory or subcategories, depending on the options, are we like are we basically listed? So subcategory has definitely a big impact, in the sense that, I mean, immediately when you get like #1 bestseller badge on Amazon, that will immediately have boost your sales. And we see it happening all the time. Like, okay, when we lose this one like #1 bestseller badge, that immediately has impact on the sales, and if we get it back, then immediately just boost the sales as well. So it's important to be listed on these like subcategories that are optimal for the product. And it's really important that we don't list our products in the wrong subcategory. And sometimes it might actually happen, because I mean, Amazon's bot is also like changing these categories, meaning that it might read that, hey, this product is actually in the wrong category, so it's going to change it automatically in a different subcategory. Or it might also happen that okay, let's say that you have some empty fields on your listing, and competitors are basically, let's say some competitors are able to like do some black hat tactics, meaning that they would just well, not really black hat, but still, I mean, not ethical either. So they would upload like some keywords to the listing, which would basically force their product listing to a different category. So it's important that we basically block out those options, that we don't give the ability to other like competitors to basically edit our product listing and so on. But yeah, subcategories have really a major impact. And then it comes time for the PPC, so Amazon ads. And the key thing here is that if you're not really well optimized for this, if you don't have a well optimized product listing, then we are not going to really reap the benefit of the best benefit out of Amazon's. So that means that ideally we should also have at least some reviews as well, because mainly because for the trust factor. So when people see at least some reviews there, for the product, even the product listing, let's say that there's 0 reviews and the product listing good. It creates a kind of a confusion with the customers, like, okay, do I feel confident enough in buying this? So in the beginning, it doesn't really matter, like if it's just a few reviews, but if there's at least something, then we're going to be, it's going to do a much better impact. And it's also possible to start ranking the product with 0 reviews, but then it means that it's going to be more costly. So the PPC is going to be more costly. So we are going to be paying a lot more for every single sale in terms of ads. And in these sponsored ads, we can also find the specific keywords. We can find new keywords for our product. So it's definitely like a useful tool in that aspect as well. So yeah, these are like some of the things that will never, we have not changed past, since we started 2014. So these are evergreen things, and tactics change all the time. So that's kind of natural, and terms of services are going to be changing all the time. But these things do not change at all. And if we talking about like traffic, then one thing that also never gets old is external traffic. Like Amazon is never going to penalize for sending traffic to Amazon. So that means that like the more traffic, the more external traffic we're going to be sending on Amazon to our product listing, the more visibility we are going to be getting on Amazon. Hit the thumbs up if you like this video and let me know your thoughts. What is your ranking strategy? If you want to get free resources, then make sure to join my free Facebook group. On the group you get mini course and different resources like files that will help you to succeed on Amazon. See you soon.